Hey guys, it's your boy Mr. Luke Evan Brooks. I hope everyone's doing well. Is Turo still worth being in as a host? You're about to find out. Stay tuned. Thank you guys for tuning in again. My name is Mr. Luke Evan Brooks. As you already heard about the promotion that's going on, please make sure that you do that. And again, I can't stress this upon more and more. Make sure that you get involved with the Turo hosting course that I have, the master course. This course is going to get you going where you need to be, and you definitely don't want to be trying to figure this out like some people do that I've seen before and they complain. And that's what we have right today, right? Like, why do people complain about the Turo platform? To me, there are some things that I don't like about the platform, and there are things that I do love about the platform, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So, let's talk about the things that they don't like, right? Like, I could tell you, well, some of the features I don't like and that you need to be aware of is that they used to have another system that was called car syncs. And basically with car syncs, you could have did more automation with it, and it gave you additional data on what's in your market. Now, Turo took that away about, I would say about a year ago, whatnot. And once they took that away, it really left customers or hosts in the blind of what they should price their car, other than looking at each car that's similar to theirs and the year and stuff. And that's a lot of time work right there. So people are just shooting in the dark. Another thing that I don't like that's about to come up is instant booking, regardless. Now, for me, I have a 2011 Dodge Charger. It's in great condition, and I put it on a platform to help with my team as far as building up more money while we wait to the new year to come through and buy another car. And with that in mind, with this, we see that we have to make sure that these customers are fully vetted before they even rent the car out. Turo does not vet their customers like they should. The other company I was with, they vetted it too much where no one was renting the car. If you had a small traffic accident, nope. Turo is opposite. They would tell you to do the license, but they don't verify it per se. You have to verify the license, which I don't have no problem verifying license if someone driving my car. But when it comes down to letting anyone drive a certain car, it's kind of cautious right there. With that 2011 Dodge Charger, it is a muscle car. Some people say, oh, it's a family car, but just because you put four doors on doesn't mean that it's a family car. That car has power. Cops drive it. That's enough to say right there for you, right? But anyway, with the instant booking, I don't like that feature that they're about to offer. I do instant booking with my other cars because they're economical cars, right? They're not the cars that you can see people do street racing in, but not with a Dodge Charger. And with that in mind, I'm more likely going to be taking my vehicle off the platform if they force this where they say you automatically going to have instant booking, because not everyone should be able to drive that car. What I usually do as a filter for me is that I make sure that people who rent that vehicle have to meet a prerequisite. They have to have previous ratings with someone on Turo, that their rating cannot be below 4.9 rating out of 5. Additionally, that they got to let me know where they're going, if it's local or it's out of town. And of course, people can lie if they want to, but the GPS does not lie. And that, we have a conversation before we do this. I'm not sitting there asking about 21 questions, but to just make sure that I'm talking to the right people, because saw a person who drove my car after the second rental, and at the end of the day, they basically messed up the windshield, scuffed up the rim, and then you couldn't get in touch with them. Had to go through Turo's insurance plan, right? At the end of the day, with the insurance plan, it allowed me to get everything, but again, you have to pay that deductible, right? And you got people out here driving the car that should not be driving that car. Another thing that with Turo is that with their automation system, it's very hard to get through to them. at times, where if you need to talk to a human being versus computer, they're gonna make you go through chat. And sometimes you talk to someone in chat, they don't even have the capability to do the things that you need them to do. So, for instance, I needed them to shut out a customer or actually verify their license because of a new license, which that's going to be the next thing. And they were like, well, you just got to tell the customer to upload it. Even though we've been doing the typical uploads with my remote check ins, that has basically been canceled out. So Turo was like, hey, just keep talking to the customer, which you shouldn't have to do that. If Turo has a system in place, they should be able to tell the customer and walk them through, not you. Especially if you haven't been using Turo to be renting out cars yourself. Going on to the next thing is the licensing piece, right? Before, I used to make customers verify a license by taking a picture of the license and doing a selfie with it, right? At the end of the day, that's been working. Hadn't had an issue. What I had an issue with is Turo down trying to jump on that bandwagon. Now, the reason why I did this is because we do remote check-ins. We do not have to look at you face to face to do a check-in. We just need you to do those things. We look at the license, and of course, I have a camera at my house to see who's actually getting in these cars. And with that in mind, Turo decided to go ahead and make it a little bit more difficult. Where if you are trying to check in a customer, have a customer check in with the license, they're not gonna let you until they submit it through an additional step that Turo submits because they say they're trying to help customers make sure they get license information. It should already be there, and some hosts don't do that, and that's where we have issues with hosts getting their car stolen. They don't know who they rented the car out to, and they're not going through the proper steps. And that's why, again, that's why the course is important because I prevent you from going through those stupid mistakes, right? So now, going back to it, Turo's now saying, hey, we want you to make sure they go through our verification system. Even though it's the same license that you have, you cannot physically send it over. You can't say, hey, Turo, I already got it. They're going to tell you to make sure a customer uploads it at the prompt, which, again, is stupid to me. But I know why they did it. It's because hosts have done stuff in the past that didn't make any sense. So let's talk about the good things. Turo's good with the claims as far as if you have an issue. If you got pictures, you got documentation, they're going to help you out. If people bring your cars back half a tank, they're good to pay you more likely by the end of the day after you report it. I would say with Turo and mine in general that they will get your car at the top of the line. If you snooze your car, it's a new hack I found out. If you snooze your car for like a minute and then relist it, they put your car back at the top of the list. And I think that might be something that might be doing here this holiday right here. But they do work with you per se. With that in mind, Turo is probably the best car rental company for the peer-to-peer share that I've seen. I know that people are trying to switch over to Uber, but Uber's gonna have to prove themselves with a titan like Turo. Turo's been around for over 5 years. All right. They already beat out one of the companies that I used to work for. Like they're no more. Like, in Charlotte, they gone. They got rid of them. They have been reduced. That company's been reduced to only 2 locations. That's Denver and that is Illinois. So it's like, man, like how do you beat someone out like that? And it happens, right? Once it gets saturated, right? Once it gets a little bit too popular, then maybe you might want to reconsider. But if you're in a good area, people are renting your cars and you know your market, you can't go wrong. So guys, I hope that this helps you out. Gave you a few things that I don't like about Turo and a few things that I do like about Turo. Short video. Again, I hope you like this. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. My name is Mr. Luke Brooks. I see you on the other side. Take care.